we want to celebrate the lives of 13 young and vibrant men who answered their nation when called to duty.
With today's dedication, we will ensure that the memory of 13 airmen will endure.
On behalf of the 317th veterans, welcome to this ceremony. We are here to dedicate a memorial in honor of 13 airmen that paid the ultimate sacrifice for their country. Our sons, husbands, fathers, brothers, colleagues, and friends. They were the first casualties of the dawning space program, and this memorial will ensure their sacrifice will not be forgotten. This memorial is also a testament to those who serve their country and will remind future generations of airmen the sacrifice of those who came before them. We were involved in Project Mercury from the start. Several of us present today were on the first contingency recovery mission to Africa for John Glenn's Friendship 7 orbital flight, and several here today went to Kenya the day after the fatal crash, so the orbital flight of Scott Carpenter could go on as scheduled. These NASA missions continue today, and the Air Force has been involved in every manned space flight since the very first one.
In flying the magnificent hinterlands of Africa presented unique hazards to the airmen of the 322nd, but they knew that they were in good hands with the likes of Bill Lloyd. And driven by duty, they willingly accepted the dangers in order to ensure that Project Mercury had all of its major support components in place. But on the 17th of May, 1962, tragedy struck. As 13 brave airmen lost their lives while flying into Nairobi to position themselves at the prescribed location in support of Scott Carpenter's upcoming Mercury spaceflight. Fathoming the immensity of their loss, but still unshakably determined to fulfill their role in this upcoming mission, the airmen of the 322nd pressed forward with generating another flight, ensuring that Commander Carpenter's mission, which was to occur about a week later, would still be a go. And I know that all were devastated at the loss of their teammates. And I imagine that survivors pondered the tragedy and the wherefores. But I also know that with these airmen, the call to service to bolster America's efforts in manned spaceflight was a precious thing that was larger than themselves. And so to all of them, it required their very best response. When Commander Carpenter's Aurora 7 spacecraft lifted off as scheduled on the 24th of May, 1962, not far from here, in fact, there probably was an emerging sense that their teammates' sacrifice, and yours, was not in vain.
The American educator, clergyman, and poet Henry Van Dyke understood how we have felt through the years. In his poem, Time Is, he stated, "Time is too slow for those who wait, too swift for those who fear, too long for those who grieve, and too short for those who rejoice." but for those who love, time is eternity. The year 2009 celebrates the Air Force family, and so it seems uniquely fitting that we are here today to remember and honor our 13 airmen. For us, the families and friends they left behind, the Ngong Hills of Kenya are a reminder of how far flung our Air Force family was on May 17, 1962. It is a measure of the enduring and unbreakable bond we share with each other that we are once again gathered here to be with our extended family, to share our memories, our sorrow, and our pride in the lives lost 16,960 days ago. At long last, the contribution of our sons, brothers, uncles, husbands, fathers, grandfathers, and great-grandfathers made to the success of Project Mercury manned space program is being recognized. All too often, we read about accidents, and it's easy to forget that the statistics listed are real people who meant to the world to their families and friends. Today, the families of Frank Zabel, Jack Stewart, Doug White, Tom Ravel, Jack Hake, Oliver Phillips, Dick Boyd, R.D. Jackson, Tommy Neal, Frank Leonard, Mike Miller, Freddie Fisher, and Roy Laszlo want the world to know how proud we are of our heroes. We want to celebrate the lives of 13 young and vibrant men who answered their nation when called to duty, and who served with dedication, honor, and distinction, and whose commitment to the cause of freedom never wavered. Today we can rejoice and shout from the rooftops that they lived. Oh, how they lived. Perhaps now the time to mourn is over, and the time to dance has begun, and the closure we have long sought will finally be realized. There are no words which can adequately express our sincere gratitude to the 317th Veterans Group for remembering our airmen through the years and organizing today's dedication. It has been a bittersweet and glorious day for us, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Thought I'd see the day that they would honor our fallen airmen like they have. But I believe that I was the last American to see them alive in an amphibian, and waited in Nairobi for them, and they never arrived. It was a very sad day, and I know that it created a lot of heartache with their families and all their friends. I'm glad that they're honored and their names will live forever.